Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. WWE SmackDown is set to feature the fallout from Bad Blood tonight. The PL featured significant developments to top storylines for the red and blue brands, including the Bloodline. Amid heavy rumors and speculation, Roman Reigns seemingly just made a major announcement for tonight's show. The original Tribal Chief wrestled his first match in almost 6 months at Bad Blood, teaming with rival Cody Rhodes to defeat Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu in the main event. The clash saw Jimmy Uso return to reunite with his cousin, while the post-match angle saw The Rock return to inexplicably stare down Reigns and Rhodes. Reigns will be appearing on tonight's live SmackDown episode for a Bad Blood follow-up. The 39-year-old took to X, FK Twitter, this afternoon to issue a cryptic teaser for the show. The WWE Universe immediately began speculating on who Roman was referring to. The main speculation is that the head of the table will finally acknowledge Jimmy and apologize for the past, while others think Reigns is referring to The Rock. World Wrestling Entertainment will once again run the Bond Seekers Wellness Arena in Greenville, South Carolina tonight. SmackDown will air live on the UC Network with Bad Blood Fallout and Crown Jewel Build. Officials have announced 2 matches and 1 segment for SmackDown as of now. Below is the updated lineup. Roman Reigns will appear. Women's Tag Team Champions Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair defend against Lash Legend and Yukara Jackson. United States Champion La Knight defends against Carmelo Hayes. Several superstars are also advertised to appear, but not officially announced. The WWE and Arena websites have the following names listed: Cody Rhodes, Nia Jax, Kevin Owens, Bayley, Tiffany Stratton, and Solo Sikoa. Raw stars are also advertised for dark matches: Intercontinental Champion Jey Uso vs. Braun Breaker, plus Sheamus vs. Ludwig Kaiser. The phrase, "acknowledge me," has become synonymous with Roman Reigns, the reigning WWE Universal Champion, who has redefined what it means to be a dominant force in professional wrestling. His persona as the Tribal Chief has not only reshaped his character, but has also cemented his place as one of the most compelling, charismatic, and fearsome figures in WWE history. In a recent episode of WWE SmackDown, Reigns once again stood tall in the ring and declared, with his signature confidence, "We will acknowledge him." This statement resonated far beyond the confines of the arena, sending ripples through the wrestling world and solidifying Reigns' claim to the throne. This declaration wasn't just a demand for respect, it was a statement of fact, an affirmation that Roman Reigns and his unparalleled reign would be remembered and honored by all. As the head of the table, Roman Reigns has proven time and again that he is not merely a champion, but a leader of men, a ruler of WWE's kingdom. This is the story of Roman Reigns' path to dominance, his rise to the top, and why he believes rightfully so that the world will acknowledge him. Roman Reigns wasn't always the powerful and commanding figure we see today. His WWE journey began as part of The Shield, a trio that included Dean Ambrose, now Jon Moxley in AEW, and Seth Rollins. Together, they were a force of chaos, dispensing justice in their black tactical gear and wreaking havoc on anyone who stood in their way. Reigns, often positioned as the powerhouse of the group, had all the makings of a future star, but it wasn't until he struck out on his own that he began to truly ascend. After The Shield disbanded, WWE positioned Reigns as the next big babyface, a decision that initially backfired. Despite being pushed as a fan favorite, the WWE Universe resisted. Reigns was booed during what were supposed to be heroic moments, and the crowd rejected the idea of him as the next John Cena or Hulk Hogan. WWE's attempt to fit him into a traditional good guy mold didn't sit well with audiences who felt his push was being forced down their throats. Then, something shifted. Roman Reigns, rather than fight the criticism, embraced it. He turned heel, aligning himself with Paul Heyman, and rebranded himself as the Tribal Chief. This was a character that was true to Reigns' fierce, unapologetic, and hungry for power. He was no longer trying to be the hero. Instead, he was claiming his birthright as the head of his family's dynasty. This transformation not only reignited his career, but set him on a trajectory to become one of the most influential superstars of his generation. Reigns was no longer just a champion. He was the leader of the Bloodline, a faction that includes his cousins, the USOs, and for a time, Solo Sikoa. Together, they dominated SmackDown, cementing Roman's place at the head of the WWE table. "Acknowledge me" quickly became Reigns' mantra after his transformation into the Tribal Chief. Unlike other wrestlers who demanded the crowd's approval through cheers or chants, Reigns flipped the script. He didn't need adulation, he demanded recognition. He wasn't asking for validation, he was demanding submission. This phrase is layered with meaning. On one hand, it's a command to the WWE Universe, to his opponents, and to his family. Everyone must respect and recognize his dominance. On the other hand, it reflects Reigns' deep connection to his Samoan heritage. In Samoan culture, respect for family hierarchy and acknowledgement of leaders is paramount. Roman Reigns, as the Tribal Chief, is invoking that cultural tradition, positioning himself as the alpha male, the leader of his family, and the one who must be honored above all others. When Reigns stepped into the ring on WWE SmackDown and once again declared, "You will acknowledge me," he wasn't just speaking to his opponent, he was speaking to the entire WWE Universe. He knows his worth. He knows the legacy he's building. And he knows that, whether you like him or hate him, you cannot ignore him. What makes Roman Reigns' current run as Universal Champion so compelling isn't just his physical dominance in the ring, but the psychological warfare he wages every time he steps through the ropes. As the Tribal Chief, Reigns doesn't just defeat his opponents, he breaks them mentally and emotionally. He manipulates, bullies, and plays mind games that leave his challengers questioning themselves before they even have a chance to fight back. On SmackDown, this psychological dominance was on full display as Reigns faced off against one of his latest challengers. Standing tall in the center of the ring, flanked by Paul Heyman and his bloodline, Reigns oozed confidence. He didn't need to yell or scream. His quiet, measured tone was more intimidating than any shout could ever be. "Look at me," he told his opponent, his voice calm but filled with menace. "Look at what I've built. This is my kingdom, my family, and you're nothing but a stepping stone in my legacy. You will acknowledge me. If not today, then tomorrow. But make no mistake, you will." It was a chilling statement because, deep down, everyone knew it was true. Roman Reigns has become a figure that no one can escape. Even in defeat, his opponents are left with the weight of knowing they couldn't topple the Tribal Chief. The very act of stepping into the ring with him is an acknowledgement of his greatness. Roman Reigns' declaration that "we will acknowledge him" isn't just bravado, it's a prophecy. He has already spent more than 1,000 days as Universal Champion, a feat that puts him among the greatest champions in WWE history. And yet, his reign shows no signs of slowing down. Each new challenger is dispatched with ruthless efficiency. Each new storyline builds on the legacy he is carefully crafting. What sets Reigns apart from other champions is the multi-dimensional nature of his dominance. Yes, he's physically imposing, but his storytelling ability, his mic work, and his psychological tactics have elevated him to a status that few wrestlers achieve. Roman Reigns doesn't just win matches. He tells a story with every feud, every victory, and every declaration of supremacy. He has become a villain that fans love to hate, but also one they can't help but respect. His matches are must-see events, not because of who he's facing, but because fans are desperate to see if anyone can end his reign. So far, no one has.